Lucasfilm says Star Wars Starfighter will not feature a single familiar character from the previous movies, yet the story takes place only 5 years after Episode 9. It contains lightsabers. There are reports of a young person being taken to a hidden Jedi refuge, and while this movie has finished filming and has a firm release date, Rey's announced film about rebuilding the Jedi Order remains stuck in development. Put those pieces together and an irresistible theory appears. Is Lucasfilm secretly planning one connected new saga? Maybe even 6 movies linking Rey, Starfighter, and another trilogy? The short answer is no. There is no evidence of that. The more interesting answer is that Lucasfilm does not appear to be following one single plan at all. The studio seems to be testing several possible futures for Star Wars at the same time. And right now, only one of them actually has a date. Let's begin with the project we can touch. Star Wars Starfighter is scheduled for May 28th, 2027. Ryan Gosling leads a new cast that includes Flynn Gray, Amy Adams, Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, and Simon Bird. Lucasfilm describes it as a standalone adventure with an original story set during a previously unexplored period. That does not sound revolutionary by itself. Star Wars calls almost every new corner of the galaxy unexplored, right before somebody discovers another desert planet. But writer Jonathan Tropper made the situation unusually clear in early 2026. Starfighter will not include characters we have already seen in the other movies. That statement kills one of the biggest fan theories. Rey is very unlikely to appear. Luke's ghost will not casually step out from behind a rock, and no credible source supports the claim that Flynn Gray's character has the last name Skywalker. This matters because Starfighter reportedly takes place only 5 years after the rise of Skywalker. Lucasfilm is entering the immediate future beyond Episode 9 for the first time without leaning on Rey, Finn, Poe, or another established lead. The movie exists in their era, but apparently not in their story. And that is where the real mystery begins. Officially, we know almost nothing about the plot. Tropper promises new characters, new worlds, and a fresh story. Director Sean Levy says, it is neither a prequel nor a direct sequel. Amy Adams has confirmed that she plays the young character's mother. We also know that lightsabers are involved. Tom Cruise reportedly helped operate a camera during a lightsaber scene filmed in a muddy bog. Apparently, if a Jedi enters a swamp, Maverick gets to shoot it. Then we reach the leaks. And the line needs to remain clear. None of the following has been confirmed by Lucasfilm. According to reports from Making Star Wars, Gosling's character may be named Cade, a pilot and conman in the Han Solo tradition. Flynn Gray is reportedly playing a boy named Roan or Ronan. Cade may have been connected to the boy's father and tasked with bringing the child to safety. Aaron Pierre's character is said to be connected to a secret Jedi refuge on a green East Asian-inspired world called Adaria. If that information is accurate, Starfighter has a remarkable premise. A movie with no familiar Jedi could reveal that another group of Force users already exists somewhere in the galaxy, completely independent of Rey, Luke, and the Old Order. But that does not automatically mean Starfighter is setting up Rey's future Jedi school. It could mean the opposite. Rey's film was announced in April 2023. Daisy Ridley is expected to return. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy is attached to direct, and the story is set roughly 15 years after Episode 9. Rey would be building a new generation of Jedi. New Jedi Order, however, is only the label commonly used for the project, not an official title. Since then, the screenplay has changed hands and directions. George Nolfi was hired as the latest writer in early 2025, but there is still no release date, confirmed production start, or publicly known finished script. Industry reporting in 2026 described the project as slowed or temporarily paused, while Lucasfilm tries to get the story right. It has not been cancelled. But in Hollywood, the territory between announced and ready for cameras is larger than the outer rim. That changes the order of everything. Rey's film once looked like the obvious starting point for the era after the Skywalker saga. Now Starfighter will enter that era first, and if the filmmaker's statements are taken literally, it will do so entirely without Rey. That makes Starfighter more than a standalone adventure. It makes the film a test. Can a theatrical Star Wars story move forward in the familiar galaxy without asking a Skywalker, a Mandalorian, or a digital recreation of a beloved character to hold the audience's hand? Can a new pilot, an unknown boy, and a possibly new Jedi tradition work entirely on their own? Lucasfilm urgently needs answers to those questions. The Mandalorian and Grogu returned Star Wars to theaters in May 2026 after a 7-year absence. It was not a total disaster, but its performance fell far below the franchise's biggest theatrical successes. The film finished with roughly $345 million worldwide, making it the lowest grossing live-action Star Wars movie. After a respectable opening, its box office dropped by about 70% in its second weekend. The message is difficult to ignore. Familiarity alone no longer guarantees a major theatrical event. Lucasfilm's leadership has also changed. Kathleen Kennedy stepped down as president in January 2026. Although she remains a Starfighter producer, Dave Filoni became president and chief creative officer, while Lynwen Brennan became co-president. They inherited an entire hangar of projects at wildly different stages of development. One is Simon Kinberg's planned trilogy, in development since November 2024. Kennedy said in early 2026 that its lengthy story treatment had been reworked and a new screenplay was expected. There is still no official plot, cast, or schedule, but the project appears active. And this is probably where the story of a secret 6-movie plan came from. Count Rey's film, Starfighter, Kinberg's 3 movies, and any of the other projects that have floated through trade reports for years. And the result begins to look like a carefully designed saga, but addition is not strategy. Lucasfilm has never confirmed that these movies share one storyline. Starfighter is explicitly standalone. Rey's story is set about a decade later. Kinberg's trilogy has no known place on the timeline. This is not a clean roadmap with 6 stops. It is a drawer full of competing hyperspace coordinates, some possibly leading straight into development hell. The more interesting possibility then is not that Rey secretly connects everything. It is that Starfighter, Rey's project, and Kinberg's trilogy are competing to determine which version of the future Lucasfilm will actually pursue. If the Adaria leaks are true, Starfighter could show that Rey was not alone in preserving the Jedi legacy after Luke's academy collapsed. Small groups, individual teachers, or hidden traditions may have appeared. Some might follow the old code, others might reject it. A few could call themselves Jedi without knowing Rey's name. That would be far more interesting than another perfectly organized school. Rey would not simply need to recruit students. She would have to decide whether different interpretations of the Force can coexist, or whether trying to create one central Jedi Order repeats the exact mistake that helped destroy the old one. For now, however, that remains theory. The confirmed core is smaller and perhaps more revealing. Starfighter comes first. It has new characters. It is supposed to contain no familiar movie characters, and it is currently the only post-Episode 9 project Lucasfilm has trusted with a firm theatrical date. So, The big reveal is not a secret 6-movie plan. It is the fact that Lucasfilm still appears to be deciding what Star Wars should become after the Skywalker saga. Rey's movie may still happen and place the new Jedi Order at the center of the franchise. Kinberg's trilogy may head somewhere completely different. Starfighter may remain an isolated adventure. But if the film succeeds, it will prove something essential about the future of Star Wars. Audiences are willing to follow the Force into unknown territory, even when no familiar name is showing them the way. And if it fails, Lucasfilm will probably reach for a Skywalker, a helmet, or a green baby with impressive speed. That is why Starfighter is not merely the next Star Wars movie. It is an attempt to give the galaxy a new center of gravity. Rey's future may not determine whether Starfighter works. Starfighter may determine what kind of future Rey gets at all.